Welcome to Lesson 6, Control Statements Part 2. In this lesson, we'll continue our discussions from Lesson 5 about C#'s control statements. Now, back in Lesson 5, we introduced the while repetition statement. Here, we're going to introduce two of the three remaining repetition statements, the for and the do while repetition statements. Now, basically, you can do any repetition you want with the while statement, but the for statement is more useful when you're doing counter-controlled repetition, and the do while statement is more useful when you want to guarantee that you're going to perform a set of tasks at least once in your repetition statement. There is a fourth repetition statement that we don't cover until the arrays chapter. That one's called for each, and the reason we don't cover it until the arrays chapter is because it's specifically for working through a collection of data, whether it be an array or an object of one of the many different collection types that are provided by the .NET libraries. After we deal with repetition, we'll take a look at the syntax of C#'s switch selection statement. And again, this is a C-based language, so anybody who's coming from C-based programming languages probably is already familiar with the switch statement, but there are some differences in how switch works in C# compared to those other languages, so you'll want to look at that lesson. We'll also take a look at the break and continue statements, which in the case of break, when you execute it in a loop, terminates the loop early. And in the case of continue, when you execute it in a loop, says to move to the next iteration of the loop and skip the remaining statements that would be normally performed in the loop's body. Towards the end of this lesson, we'll take a look at C#'s logical operators. Now, again, these come from the C programming language, but there's actually two different versions of the logical operators that we'll be presenting. So again, those of you coming from C or C++ are definitely going to want to take a look at this lesson, or this video, excuse me. And basically, the logical operators, as you know, are going to allow you to create more complex expressions. Back in the preceding lesson, we focused only on simple conditions. So again, as far as this lesson is concerned, there are some key differences with some of the features that we present here. So you'll definitely want to look at least at a subset of those videos, even if you're already familiar with many of these concepts from another C-based programming language. As you're working your way through this lesson, if you have any questions at all, please feel free to contact me. And generally, the best ways to reach me are through my email address, which you see on the screen, or through our company Facebook and Google Plus pages.